Look, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but I don't think you should tell anyone about your YouTube channel, at least not at first. In today's video, I'm going to share the exact reasons why staying silent can actually fast track your success on YouTube. And don't worry if you've already told people, I'm also going to cover what to do if that's the case. Do you ever feel like your first few videos need to be perfect because, well, people are watching? That pressure is exactly why you should keep your channel quiet. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely a people pleaser. I care a little bit, maybe too much, about what other people think of me and what I'm doing. Okay, I know I'm working on it. I know I shouldn't be caring that much about that, but that is exactly why it's so important to keep your channel silent at first. The reality is that your first few videos are gonna suck. So staying silent actually gives you the room and the space to suck for a little bit without having that judgment. It really just gives you space to practice and grow without having to worry about what other people are thinking. And again, I can promise you, your first 10, 20, maybe even 50 videos are going to be a little bit rough. Like anything in life, it takes time and practice to get good at things like talking to a camera, to get good at writing strong scripts. And it's not a bad thing. That's just how you grow. But if you know that your friends and your family are watching, you might be a little bit concerned, and that might actually lead to things like procrastination, overanalysis, perfectionism, second-guessing yourself, or even quitting. Instead of making it a public event, treat your channel like a private workshop. Get your reps in, just like you would at the gym, and work on building that skill set without the outside noise. Quiet consistency always beats loud hesitation. Now, before I go any deeper, if you'd like our exact YouTube script template so that you can actually grow your YouTube videos, you can actually grab it completely free via the link in our description box. All right, what if I told you that supportive friends and family might actually be wrecking your growth on YouTube? So this all ties into how the YouTube algorithm works. It actually prioritizes things like watch time, retention, and engagement, surprisingly, not your social circle. When people don't actually care about your content and they just click for the fact of supporting you and your channel and your endeavors, it may result in them clicking out sooner, therefore impacting your view duration and bringing that down, which then would perpetuate the cycle of YouTube not continuing to push out your content. So that early algorithm sabotage is a big reason why I strongly recommend not telling your friends and family once you have posted a video. And that's really why organic niche aligned views are king. They're really the only ones that matter. So don't rush to promote your videos with your friends and family. Let the algorithm do its job and push it out to the right people. The truth is that wrong feedback can actually kill your momentum faster than you might think, even more so than hate comments. The reality is that not all feedback is created equal, especially when it comes from people who are not your target audience. Of course, you're going to have friends and family that have well-intentioned and well-meaning feedback. Things like, make it funnier, make it more fast-paced, change the angles more, talk about this instead. And the reality is that those comments can send you spinning. I know this firsthand from my own experience with my own various YouTube channels that I've created over the years, because I have gotten that type of feedback from friends and family. In fact, no shame to my dad. Again, I know he was trying to help, but he one time told me that, I talk too fast in my videos and he didn't really like the way that I was editing them, etc. And the reality is that my 68-year-old dad is not my target audience on that channel. So realistically, that type of feedback, while well-intentioned, was not necessarily actually constructive to me and my goals and what I was trying to achieve. Just remember that if the feedback is not coming from your ideal or dream subscriber or viewer, or maybe a fellow creator who you look up to, I recommend just trying to take it with a grain of salt, because it can really easily confuse you and even slow your growth. Just remember that you are making these videos for a specific type of person, and unless that feedback is coming from that person, it really probably isn't that valuable. Remember to always filter your feedback, and remember to only listen to the people that are in your target audience or that are in the game that you're also playing. Remember that it is your channel. It's not a fun group project. All right, let's talk about the real reason that most people don't ever hit publish. And that is this beautiful thing called embarrassment. Again, when people know that you're starting a YouTube channel and that you're publishing videos, you start to feel truly watched. And when you start to feel watched, things like perfectionism, criticism, all of those negative things start kicking in. You start trying to sound smarter. You start trying to be funnier, to look better. Maybe you scrapped some really good, unique ideas because you're afraid of getting judged. And then all of a sudden, you're no longer creating content because you enjoyed it, because it was creative and fun. You're just performing. The reality is that this mental pressure kills creativity and consistency. In fact, when I actually started a secondary channel for myself, I did not tell a single person about it because, again, I wanted that channel to be really focused on my creative outlets and the way that I wanted to create videos. I didn't want anybody's feedback. I didn't want to necessarily have my friends watching those videos. I just wanted to create content for me and put it out there. So I just didn't tell anybody about it. Remember that nobody is thinking about your content as much as you are. So give yourself permission, time, and space to create those imperfect videos. Publish those videos anyway. And remember, the only way to learn and grow is to keep going. And remember, if you'd like to grab our completely free YouTube script template to help you grow on YouTube, I will have that linked down in the description box as well. All right. And the fifth point that I wanted to mention here is that community is so important, but only if it's the right community. The fact is that isolation is hard. It's isolating. It's not fun. It's not a fun place to be in. And you really do need that support and that community. But the reality is that the wrong kind of support and the wrong type of community can actually lead you way off track. What I recommend doing is, instead of just pushing out your content to anybody you know, maybe just, your Instagram page or Facebook or whatever, I recommend actually finding a community of like-minded individuals, other YouTube creators, or people that are also within your niche. You could do things like join YouTube-focused Discords, subreddits like r/YouTube creators, or communities like the Freedom Creator Club. Because within these communities are people that actually understand things like thumbnails, titles, view duration, audience retention, and they will actually give you feedback that matters and that helps. I just strongly recommend surrounding yourself with people who are trying to build and grow too. I actually heard a quote one time that was something along the lines of, you are the average of the closest 5 people around you. And this goes for anything in life, whether that be your income, the way that you live your lifestyle, or also the way that you're growing your YouTube channel. So surround yourself with people that are also trying to achieve the same things that you're trying to achieve, and then you will actually see yourself flourish and grow. The reality is that you don't need to shout from the rooftops that you've started a YouTube channel in order to succeed. In fact, the best and strongest YouTube channels that I have seen have been that slow and steady growth that have built over time from an organic audience that they've built directly on YouTube. Give yourself that grace and that room to grow. Protect your energy, build in silence, and grow in public. And by the way, you can always share about your YouTube channel later on when you've gained some traction in some of that organic audience. And by the way, if you want to learn our entire process along with copy scripts, Canva templates, YouTube growth programs, done for you tools, and more, you'll want to check out our totally free training that is linked in the description box. All right, well, now that you know why you should be keeping your channel quiet, you might be wondering how you can actually start growing and making money from your YouTube channel from day one with 0 subscribers. Spoiler alert, it is possible. Well, it all starts by watching this video next, because once you pair what you just learned in this video with what's in that video, it is even stronger and can help you start making money right away on YouTube. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.